y'all, what's up? It's your favorite homegirl, Kayanarich, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayana, and I'm about to literally be your new favorite homegirl, okay? Here at the Rich Life or the Kayanarich YouTube channel or whatever you want to call it, because I'm still trying to figure it out. Here at this channel, we heal, we grow, we glow, and we become the best versions of ourselves. Okay, so if you like all things beauty, lifestyle, spirituality, I'm literally about to be your new favorite homegirl, and I'm super excited to be able to do that. If you are returning here, hey bestie, I'm super excited for this video this week because let me tell you, January has been 365 days long, and I am ready to do all the things necessary to release this month. Get into this video. Before we get into releasing and what I love about it, make sure that you go ahead and you grab your water. Make sure you go ahead, you grab your tea, your wine, whatever it is that you need to really get into this, because it's about to get good. Okay, if you are in the city, I'm from Toronto, so if you are from the city of Toronto, you may or may not have known that I am kind of slowly starting to transition into doing in-person events. And one of the in-person events that I was graciously able to do last calendar year back in December was the self-love sacred circle. And in the sacred circle, we kind of talked about releasing and things that I like to do, or tips or tricks that we all like to do when it comes to releasing. And so I was thinking about it, and I was asking the community, if you haven't already, make sure that you go ahead and follow me on Instagram for, you know, conversations, messages of the day, just a little bit more of my life. Make sure that you follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, because that's where you're going to get all of your astrology and spiritual tips and tricks. And yeah, like, shameless plug, make sure that you just, you know, follow me on the socials, get connected. But at that amazing event, we were able to talk about releasing, and one of the releasing rituals that we kind of started that I want to share with you guys today is the infamous plate smashing ritual. The intention behind everything that I'm doing, I think the only thing that I might not necessarily do on a video is actually smashing the plate, and that's because I do believe that sometimes spiritual rituals, they do need to have some form of sacredness to it. So I usually kind of will always be the one to share the tips and tricks and then kind of encourage you to make your spirituality your own. Saying 2024 or 2025 started off with a bang, okay baby? It started off with a real bang, okay? And so I feel like this is the perfect time for us to start. Now, you can do this releasing ritual, you can do it this way. There are other ways that you can do it as well that we will talk about a little bit later in the video, but let's talk about first and foremost timing. So when it comes to releasing ritual, like I said, I believe that this is the perfect time to release into a new season. The spiritual new year starts in a month. Is the perfect time to release so that we can make space for all the amazing things that are about to come into our lives. It's a really great time for you to start to build on your spiritual toolkit and to start asking real questions. So it's not always easy to let things go, but I do believe that it is 100% necessary, and about just cutting energetic ties and releasing the burdens and allowing you to step into your alignment and into your purpose. So we're going to talk about first and foremost now what to write on the plate and why we're doing it. So on this plate, we're about to write down everything that we are releasing. So I'm going to write down everything that I want to release, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about all the amazing things that I put on the plate. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do on this plate is we are going to write, whether it be the month, whether it be the year, whatever it is that you want to release, you are going to write. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that we are releasing whatever in 2024. And the reason why I'm still doing 2024 is because, again, the spiritual new year would technically be March 20th. So I'm going to write the year, okay? The year that we are looking to release is going to be on the plate. And then basically what you're going to write on this plate, you can do it however you want. I'm going to just basically write up my plate, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about all the things that I wrote on the plate and what are some ideas or what are some topics that you can possibly use to write on the plate as well. Okay, y'all, so your girl is back and the plate is full. Okay, the plate is full. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all are probably like, God dang, you released in December. Why the hell your plate look like this? I wanted to make sure that I was able to write everything that I wanted to just release, and I wanted to get a full thought out. I didn't want to leave any room for anything else to be perceived or for the divine to think that I wasn't 100% committed. So I definitely went in. Your plate does not have to be this full. Your plate does not have to be this detailed. But for me, I am definitely, again, an overthinker, and I probably should have put that on here, but the divine knows my heart. And so I wanted to make sure that I at least did everything in its entirety to make sure that when I smash this plate, that's it and that's done. That's while you're kind of like going through the process of writing your plate, I always recommend adding some frequencies in the background. So if you don't have singing bowls, which you're not going to be able obviously to utilize the singing bowls while you're also writing the plate. So I do love Andre 3000's new album. It's all frequency. Janae Aiko uses frequency as well. So as long as you're kind of using melodic, I don't know if that's the right word. It doesn't sound right, but verbal, and it's just very much so the sounds. You can also search up frequencies. You can do all of that research when it comes to you finding the right frequency for you. So I do definitely recommend just kind of making sure that you are going in and you're finding the frequency that works. I used Andre 3000 and I just kind of like wrote, all on this plate. So let's talk a little bit about what I put on the plate to give you some ideas on what you can add to your plate. There's no right or wrong way. So whatever you feel called to do, whatever you feel compelled to do, I encourage you to do that. Remember that your spirituality is your own, your rituals are your own. So whatever you feel called to do, I strongly encourage that that is what you do when it comes to your ritual. So some things that I put on my plate was self-doubt, toxic cycles, beliefs, shame, regret, limiting beliefs. I wrote comparison, fear. I wrote lack of reciprocity. I wrote a lot. I wrote doubt. Some things that I wrote that were like in full sentences was second guessing what God has put in me, comparing myself to other amazing people, fear of being perceived, poor friendships in my tribe, and not being afraid to find my tribe and really pour into them. I've written the plate. What I like to do is I like to sit with it. I do need to sit with it because, again, just like how I was reading things out to you guys of what examples could be, I encourage you to sit with this plate. Now, what I always also recommend is that when you are writing up this plate, before you smash it, you need to be ready to commit. You need to be ready to commit to letting go of all the things that you have placed on this paper and actively working towards bettering yourself. There's no point in you doing this ritual if you're going to smash the plate and then 5 to 10 minutes, 2 days later, whatever the case is, you're right back to doing the exact same things that you said that you wanted to release. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to smash the plate and a light bulb is going to instantly hit and you're immediately going to be a changed person, but you do have to meet the divine halfway. You do have to meet the universe halfway. So you do have to make sure that you are consciously making an effort to make a change in your life, or you are consciously making an effort to, at the very least, slowly start to work towards removing the things that you're putting on this plate. Be a little bit more self-aware. Be a little bit more conscious. Be a little bit more vigilant in making sure that you are doing what is necessary when it comes to you making the changes necessary for you to be the person that you want to become. A lot of times I feel like amazing people will write things on this plate and then they'll write the things on the plate knowing that they're not ready to commit to what the plate is, or their manifestations, or the energy surrounding it all hasn't really done anything, and that's because they didn't do it all the way. Okay, smash this plate. You are 100% ready to commit to making the changes that are on this plate. Before you smash the plate, I always say to say a prayer. Like I said, that is very sacred. So make sure that you are spending the time with the divine. You are praying. You're telling God, you're asking God to help you find the tools to be able to proceed with all the things that you want to remove. Making sure that you are asking God to clear your heart, clear your mind of all the doubt, of all the fear, of all the things that were getting in the way before of you being able to step into this person that you want to be. Remember that everything on this plate is what's interfering with you stepping into your highest self. Prayer would be like, God, my ancestors, spirit guides, divine guidance, I ask that you walk with me. Walk with me as I'm about to perform or proceed with this cleansing ritual. Ask that you allow me to remove all negativity from my heart, remove all negativity from my mind. Sorry for you to align me with the things that I know I am destined to have and I know I am destined to be. Allow me to be able to release all self-doubt, because I know that that did not come from you, God. I know that this is negative forces coming in and trying to strip me away from the blessings that you have already put in place for me. As I'm about to smash this plate, I ask that you continue to fill my heart, you continue to fill my mind, you continue to fill my spirit with all the tools necessary to be the best version of myself. May I be able to step forward with you in my forefront and be able to really become a better version of myself. I give all of my worries that are on this plate to you, and I ask that you, the universe, and the divine co-conspire to give me the best life yet. Amen. Say that, like, I release all things that are inhibiting me from becoming the best version of myself. I release all things that are inhibiting me from becoming the best version of myself. And then you basically smash the plate. It isn't a one-time thing. This is something that you actively need to work on. You want to take time meditating on what it is, because you want to make sure that, obviously, as you are consistently going through the pattern of making these changes, you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you are actively making a change. So for example, when I do this just before my birthday, I would hope that not everything that is on this plate remains on this plate. I would hope that not everything on this plate stays, and that I'm able to remove new things, or that my plate looks less, because I have removed a lot of things as I've proceeded to go on. I think that once you've done this, then you can also go in with a spiritual bath, something that is very simple in terms of spiritual cleansing. You don't really need a lot of things. But let me know in the comment section if you want me to do a video on a spiritual bath that you can really use to kind of come back to yourself, to kind of really come back home to self. It's very simple. Now, of course, if the plate smashing ritual isn't for you, or you feel like you don't have the space to be able to do all the things that you want to do, there are so many other rituals that you can do that I truly believe will still give you the same effect. You should always be using your element. So if it's something that you want to release and plate smashing isn't your jam, if you are a fire sign or you have fire elements in your top 4, then the burning ritual is going to be really great for you. Okay, the burning ritual is going to really allow you to write down and release all the things that you want to let go of, and then obviously allow you to tap into your inner self when you are burning the paper. If you are a water sign, then water signs, I strongly encourage that you do the water release, which is that you get a cup of water, a fresh cup of water, of drinking water, obviously, and you're going to speak over the water for 7 days. And whatever it is that you want to release, you are not going to change this water. You're going to keep this water by your bedside, and when you wake in the rising, the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to speak whatever it is that you want to release over this water. And then on the 7th day, the 8th day, you are not going to speak over the water. You're just going to take the cup of water and you're going to pour that water into the toilet, and you are going to basically speak and affirm that you are releasing all thoughts, all negativity, all blockages. You are flushing them away. If you are an air sign, then for you, one of the biggest things for you is really going to be a simple cutting ties ritual. So you can use, for example, 2 candles. You will use 2 candles and a string to symbolize the energy and you cutting ties. What you can do is try to get yourself some candles that are just like the full wick candles, not the candles that are in glass or candles that are decorative. You just need to get the tea candles, I think they're called, and you're going to basically script all the things that you want to get rid of. Candle, you're going to write all the things that you want to release, and then on the second candle you're going to basically say your prayer. And what you're going to do is you're going to melt the bottom of the candles, and you're going to place them on a plate, and you're going to place them on a plate kind of like apart from each other. So you would basically have the plate like this, and you would have your 2 candles like this, and you are going to tie a string from one candle to the next. And when you tie the string from one candle to the next, you are going to say pretty much the same prayer. You are going to speak to the divine. You're going to ask the divine to release all this negative energy, all the negative thoughts, you're going to basically use both. You're going to light both candles and you're going to let that kind of do its thing. Do it that way. If you feel called, again, spirituality is your own. If you feel called to just light the string, which I don't necessarily recommend, I definitely would recommend just lighting both of the candles and letting them do their thing. Obviously, make sure that you're doing this ritual when you are home. Don't leave these candles unattended, okay? Do not leave these candles unattended. These are not the candles to be left unattended. So make sure that while this candle is burning, you have them obviously in a safe and sacred space, but you are able to monitor them and watch them. If you are an earth sign, then you want to do something that has to do with grounding. So for a lot of times, if you want to release something, you might find that you use a release jar. So you might be able to get a mason jar, get some dirt from the earth outside, and you're going to write down all the things that you want to release, and you are going to bury them. You are going to figuratively bury them in the jar, and you're going to leave the jar on the outside. Once you're ready to completely release the jar, or you're completely ready to release all that is in the jar, you're going to basically leave the jar under a tree somewhere that has nothing to do with you. You can bury it in your backyard. You can put it in a tree in your backyard. I would literally say, if we're going to bury it and we're going to get rid of things, then I would say to like bury it in a safe space, bury it in your backyard. But you are basically going to get rid of this dirt. To plant it, you're not going to water it because you don't want the things that you're trying to release to grow. So you can throw it in the garbage. You can leave it at a crossroads and let it just be released from you. Leave it. It's non-existent. And then one of the things that you can always do to kind of release is you can always do sound healing. So you can use clapping, drumming, or bells to clear old energy. I like to use a drum, which is so funny because I was gifted this drum when I was a child and never really realized the symbolic energy that it carries. So a lot of times for me, doesn't matter what sign you are, doesn't matter what element you are, but a lot of times for me, what I'm beginning to learn is that I'm just going to walk around my house and I'm going to use a drum and I'm going to drum out the negative energy. I'm also going to use obviously other tools like sage. You can use incense. You can make your own spiritual sprays. You can do whatever it is that you feel like to allow you to release the energy. But whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure that you know everything that you do is a cleansing ritual or as a releasing ritual, and it is something that you are intentionally doing. So I invite you to do your own release ritual today, whether it's this plate smashing ritual or something else. Take a moment to let it go, a moment to really give yourself the opportunity to step into who you're supposed to be. If you do this specific ritual or you do any other ritual that I mentioned, be sure to tag me. I'd love to see you on your journey. And remember that you're worthy of a fresh start, and a fresh start can happen at any single moment. You don't have to wait until you feel like the world is crashing down. Once again, I'm your favorite homegirl, Kayanarich. Thank you so much for watching this video with me, or for being a part of this journey with me and really allowing me to step out of my comfort zone and really just be exactly who I'm supposed to be and step into my purpose. I'm really grateful that you allow me to continue to be a part of your life. Peace and blessings, and I hope that you have an abundant day. Bye.